So yes, as the video title suggests, we are leaving the USA once again.
So we wanted to make this video to catch you guys up on some things that have been going on behind the scenes and to share some of our plans for the future.
I know there's gonna be a lot of questions with, well, what happens with this property here? What are our plans for the future? But in order to properly explain what's gone into this decision, we do need to kind of rewind and share some context.
So about 5 years ago, we decided to quit our jobs, sell everything that we own, and take some time with our girls to travel the world, finding a new place to live outside of the United States.
We spent about a year and a half looking around the world, exploring various destinations, both from a perspective of traveling and wanting to share memories and experiences with our kids, but also looking for that right place to land and to establish as a family and to raise our kids in a new country. Throughout that year and a half, we explored some very key specific countries that we thought that we would want to raise our family based on our research that included at one point Indonesia, Australia, Costa Rica, even Mexico. And then eventually we ended up landing on Italy as a result of, well, as you know, falling in love with an incredible stone house that had so much character and story to it. And we've spent the last 3 years working on that property, restoring it and making it our dream home.
As many of you know, that process was not always easy.
Daddy's much faster than me.
It came with its fair share of challenges that we enjoyed. We do love challenges.
As I look back on our lives, I do now look back and see some young naivete that where we anticipated and knew a lot of challenges ahead of time. We certainly didn't fully anticipate the challenges, but many of them we did know, and we decided, you know what, we just want to move forward. This is our dream, and we had such a love and a passion for that property, and still do, obviously. And we just decided to pursue a very long and challenging road of overcoming all of those challenges because of the love and passion we had for that home in that area.
No, we are not abandoning or selling the Italy property, and we never will. We have poured so much of our souls into that home, and it will forever be a very special place for our family. But due to a now 4-year battle of trying to secure visas, plus many other reasons, it's clear that at this time, Italy cannot be our primary home to raise our children. We of course love Italy, but one of the biggest challenges for us with the girls was their schooling situation there. It was just not a great environment for them, and so we knew that something needed to change.
Now, as you know, about 6 or 7 months ago, we shared that we had to purchase this property here because our visa situation was just not looking promising, and it got to the point where we had to choose either stay in Italy and not have the opportunity to see family, or go into more of a nomadic back and forth where we would spend a period of time here in the US and then a period of time back in Italy and travel back and forth in order to continue pursuing that path.
And that's what we've been doing for the last little chunk of time. We've been kind of going back and forth.
However, shortly after landing back in the US, there were certainly feelings of not necessarily going backwards, but going on a path that wasn't the path that we had set out for our family all those years ago. And while that was the right decision for us in the moment, based on a variety of circumstances, things that we've shared and things that we haven't shared, it was the right path for us. It really has been gnawing at us for a while that it does not seem like the long-term viable path for our family based on how we wanted our lives to end up long-term.
We have shared before that we feel much more at home really anywhere outside of the US, whether it's an airport or an Airbnb somewhere across the world. We just have this yearning for something different. And as you know, we have 2 girls that are now 10 and 12 years old, which I cannot even believe that they are that old. And honestly, we really need some good stability in our lives. When we came back here, we thought, you know, maybe this could fit again. Maybe we could be more normal. We've kind of realized that traveling full-time, traveling as much as we were before, wasn't something that we were necessarily interested in anymore. But we wanted to kind of plant roots. We thought maybe this could be the place for us. And it's become very clear that that's not going to work. And so we knew we needed to find a different solution there.
So over the last 6 or 7 months, we've been working on this property, getting it prepped to build what we thought was going to be our new home base here, something close to family, something that would allow the kids to have stability while still maintaining the property in Italy and working on that. And we've been traveling back and forth, as you've seen, bouncing back and forth, and just creating additional instability for our kids and our family.
While this property is so beautiful and there's something really special and peaceful about it, we've never really felt like this is where we belong.
So while this has been brewing for quite a long time now, there have been things that have happened over the last 4 months that have created, as I mentioned before, the most challenging 4 months that our family has ever gone through. There have been 2 separate instances or circumstances that Heather and I have each faced, one for each of us, that have obviously crossed over and affected the stability of our entire family. However, I don't think it'd be appropriate to talk in detail about them at this time. Heather's situation we likely will never speak about because it is just too personal. Mine is an ongoing, complicated situation that I probably will talk about in the future when appropriate, but for the current circumstance, since it is an ongoing situation, I just don't know. For myself, there was a situation that unfolded as a result of something happened a while back that made me feel the need to come forward against a person of significant influence and an institution of significant influence regarding an injustice that happened. And I felt that it was the right thing to do so, and I still believe that it was the right thing to come forward regarding this. And I knew that it came at great risk to myself and our family, but I don't think I fully comprehended the impact that process and the way it was handled would have on myself and my family and our stability here. As a result, we've experienced loss of community and friends that we held dear, and just extreme extreme stress and mental health as a result of the situation and how it was handled. And there may be more that I can share in the future, but for now, I just wanted to let you know that it's been a significant issue for our family, and it's time to move on to something healthier.
But with all of that kind of negativity necessarily behind us, we do have some really exciting news for the future. And we are always looking for, a path forward for healing and the well-being of our family. That's just kind of what we always want to be pointed towards. And we are very, very excited about the future and what we have ahead of us.
So as we've said, this has been in works for a while, but especially over the last 4 months, given everything that's going on, we've been really pursuing conversations and research and trips to find that new place, that new home base for our family. The same destinations that were top of our list before have been coming back up again, places like Australia, Mexico, Costa Rica, places that we have a deep connection to, that we have friends in, relationships in, and opportunities for us. And at the top of our list, we were making sure that we were pursuing this with a little bit more wisdom and a slower pace and a very logical perspective, more so than we did when we chose Italy, and making sure there obviously was a clear path for immigration, that there was a community there for us, that there was a church there for us, that there was a school for the kids.
As we've been searching, we've had a lot of non-negotiables because we did jump into Italy knowingly with risks. We knew the pitfalls that were ahead of us, but we didn't necessarily know how much those things would affect us. And so we did have a list of non-negotiable things as we were moving forward in this search. So we have found a place that we think really checks all of those boxes. We found a place that has easier immigration, a great school, a great church, all of the things that we know we really need to have a healthy transition for our family and really set us up to all thrive.
All right, so where are we moving to? What is the next adventure for our family? Should we give a drum roll? No, that's tacky.
No, okay.
We are moving to Costa Rica.
Okay, so Costa Rica has always been a really special place for us. When we traveled there when the girls were littler, I remember being so sad to leave. It was such an amazing experience, and not just because of the really fun things that we did there, which we did some really, really cool, amazing things while we were there. We spent the night up in the trees and we did some really, really cool things. What really left an impact on me were the people, the culture, the peace that you just feel there. They're so connected to nature and one another. It's just a really, really beautiful place. And there's always been this piece of us that has thought, someday we're gonna go live in Costa Rica.
Well, it was top of our list,
Yeah.
potentially higher than Italy, to be honest. But we kind of put it off of our list because back then what was really important to us was proximity of travel and ease of travel to other destinations
Yes,
around the
that's
world.
true.
And Costa Rica does not have that
No.
very well. So because of that, we kind of put it outside of our mind. But in the back of our mind, that was the area that we felt most connected to based on the culture, based on the people, the surrounding incredible biodiversity and nature. There's some fun facts of that Costa Rica represents 0.03% of the world, yet holds 5% of its biodiversity.
That's
It's really incredible. And the amount of wildlife encounters that we had when we visited of monkeys and macaws,
The sloths.
and toucans,
Oh my
and
gosh.
sloths, and monkeys again.
Yes, monkeys, more monkeys.
And just the incredible both rainforest and beaches, and just the interaction that we have had with the locals, both from our initial trip and in the several trips that we have done in the process of reevaluating that moving forward within the last couple of months, just shows how much community that we will be able to have moving forward there. This has not been a flippant decision. This has been very carefully processed for quite a long time, and a lot of research and trips there, planning and looking at what the possibilities are, visiting schools, a school that honestly, when I walked through, made me want to go back and be a child again and go back to school.
Me too.
Which I've never really been the biggest fan of school, so that's saying something.
Me neither.
Being able to go and join a church there and start to establish community there, being able to experience the nature and the wildlife, and also to be able to look and see what's available in terms of a property that might inspire us moving forward, whether that's renovating a home or buying land and building from scratch. And I was blown away. Being inspired to build our new home is a really important thing for me. I did not think that I could find anything that compared to Italy. I didn't expect to find it there until we started walking through and seeing some potential options, and I was blown away. And I cannot wait for the opportunity to take you through and walk you through the process of what it looks like to both move to Costa Rica and to find a place, whether it's a home or land, to build on, and what options exist there. I think it's important to share that while we can't talk about all details fully here publicly, our family, who does know the full details, completely understands and supports and has given their blessing and excitement for the path forward, since they do understand the full scenario. I'm grateful for family who has supported us in this process, and they're grateful that this time we're moving someplace a little bit closer and an easier flight to come back and visit them. So really quick, I want to take a very brief minute to thank today's video sponsor, Delete Me. Delete Me has been such a long-term partner of our channel. We're so grateful for their partnership, but we're also grateful for how they keep our personal information protected. If you've been receiving any of those annoying spam phone calls or phishing email attempts, it might be because your information has been leaked around the internet. And that's where Delete Me comes in, because Delete Me is a hands-free data removal service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers and people's search sites, reducing the risk that your personal information ends up in the wrong hands. There are hundreds of data brokers out there that their sole job is to collect as much personal information about you and to sell off this information to the highest bidder, including advertisers or potential scammers. But when you sign up for Delete Me, within 7 business days, you'll get a privacy report that shows where all of your information is left public, and Delete Me will work on your behalf to have this information removed. Right now, if you also want to join Delete Me, you can get 20% off by going to joindeleteme.com/Voyagers, or by scanning the QR code on screen now, or simply by entering the coupon code Voyagers at checkout. But with that, thank you so much to Delete Me for sponsoring today's video.
There's a lot of really wonderful things ahead of us, and we are very, very excited. Being in Costa Rica, one of the biggest benefits is being closer to family. So when we are traveling back to visit family, the time zone shift is not as bad. It's not as long of a flight. So you can get back and forth to visit family a lot easier. But yeah, it still gives us this more adventurous life that we are really just created to crave.
So what can you expect moving forward? Well, in the very immediate near future, I believe we'll have probably one more very last video filming and wrapping up this property here, because yes, that does mean we do need to sell this land. There's no other way that we could proceed with this path without it. And yes, selling everything that we have here as well as the land, it's a daunting process. It is one full of, to be honest, financial loss, but that is smallest on my list of worries, considering that we need to focus on the health of our family moving forward. Sure. But it is very scary, and it kind of feels like back at the original adventure of pursuing Italy. It's like, it's one of those burn the ships moments where it's a scary path ahead, but it's an exciting adventure. So we do have one final last video here. Then we will be spending a long period of time, several months in Italy, finishing up some really exciting projects. The crew there is already waiting for us. We've got some really great things starting as soon as we get back. And then in the fall, with the beginning of the school year, we will be transitioning our family to Costa Rica, and we cannot wait to take you on that adventure.
We do just want to take a second and thank you guys so much for all of the love and support that we have received every step along the way on our journey.
We don't live the most normal life.
We are a bit odd.
We need a little bit extra grace and love, and you guys have always shown us that.
Yes.
And we are so incredibly appreciative of your support. We wouldn't be here without your support.
No, we wouldn't.
With that, this has been far longer of a video than we anticipated, but once again, just thank you so much for your support, watching along, following along on our journey. I'm sure that we will give further updates as we go along, as communication is not, our best skills here.
No.
So if there are things that we miss, question marks, feel free to leave those in the comments. We'll be jumping right into the comments when this video goes live, and we will probably scoop up a lot of those questions and answer them in the coming videos ahead. But thank you so much for being here, for being a part of our journey, and we'll see you in our next video.
Today has been the most magical day.
It really has been, like, such a humbling and inspiring day. And it really, as we were driving up to this beautiful lookout, we were talking about how all of Costa Rica has been that way for us, how inspiring it has been, how there's been a constant theme of the connection to land and to food and to the environment. And I'm stealing all of your words.
Yeah, because I'm the one who said that in the car. But I was just thinking, Costa Rica is so beautiful. It is so beautiful in the landscapes and the diversity of the landscapes. But the people that we've met and their passion for caring for this world is just so beautiful.
The responsibility that they share with that, but also the pride that comes from it. And I think that that's something that's been missing in our lives, is having the pride in connection to land and to food and to just the passion that they have. And I think that we've mentioned in these little chats that we've had throughout Costa Rica, and kind of we've been having the similar theme of like being inspired to someday to buy land, to buy what I've been calling a legacy property that we can leave to our children, and to cultivate it and to build on it and to develop back to basics hobbies such as growing your own coffee someday. And today we've definitely added like, man,
We're gonna make our own chocolate.
And we've learned
Wow.
so much about chocolate and its properties today that we probably didn't even capture, but the way that the Bradey people use it in for skincare and for bathing and other things like that.
They bathe their babies when their babies are born.
Yeah.
They bathe their babies in the cacao.
And
it's incredible.
It's been a very inspiring experience, not just today, but our entire experience in Costa Rica. And I think that it is going to be one of those life-changing moments for us where we realize that what we need moving forward is to pursue a goal like that. And I think that we are using this time period as we're traveling to find that location, but all of these small little experiences are kind of feeding into this melting pot of what we want out of life. And I think it's very exciting and inspiring for us.
And Costa Rica has been, I think, one of the most inspiring places that we've ever been, especially in regards to what we see in our future for how we want to live our lives and raise our children and take care of a piece of land that we can take pride in. And it's just I'm so thankful that we came to Costa Rica.
Very grateful, and we will see wherever we end up next.
Because we don't know yet where we're going next. We'll see.